Have you ever heard of a parasite that literally eats its host alive from the inside out? It sounds like the plot of a low-budget horror movie, but as of this week, it is a terrifying reality right here in the United States. Before we continue, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in U.S. politics and national security, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and ensures you get the updates that the mainstream media might be glossing over. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has officially confirmed that a new world screwworm has been detected in Zavala County, Texas. For those who aren't familiar with the history of this parasite, this is a massive deal. The screwworm is a fly larvae that feeds on the living tissue of warm-blooded animals, including livestock and, in worst-case scenarios, humans. The last time we saw a significant issue with this in the United States was decades ago, following a massive, multi-decade eradication program that cost taxpayers millions. To see it pop up again in a calf southwest of San Antonio is not just a localized issue, it is a potential alarm bell for the entire country's agricultural sector. The USDA is currently scrambling to contain the situation. They have identified this single case in a young calf, and so far, it is the only confirmed instance. But as anyone who understands biology or crisis management knows, where there is one, there are almost certainly more. The life cycle of the New World screwworm is aggressive, and if this parasite gains a foothold in the Texas heat, it could spread with frightening speed. So, what does this mean for the average American? First, we have to look at the economic impact. Texas is a powerhouse of the American beef industry. If this parasite spreads, it could lead to massive quarantine zones, the culling of herds, and a spike in meat prices that would hit every single grocery store checkout line in the country. Beyond the economics, there is the public health concern. While these parasites primarily target livestock, they are opportunistic. They don't distinguish between a cow and a human if the conditions are right. There are also serious questions being raised about our border infrastructure. With constant movement across the southern border, experts have warned for years that the lack of rigorous biological screening could lead to the introduction of foreign pests and diseases. Is this an isolated incident, or is it a symptom of a larger, systemic failure to secure the biological integrity of our borders? The government is downplaying the risk, claiming that this is an isolated event and that they have the situation under control. But we've heard that line before, and often, the reality behind closed doors is much more complex. The potential outcomes here range from a quick, localized eradication to a full-blown agricultural crisis that could last for years. If this parasite becomes endemic again, it would fundamentally change the way we manage livestock in the Southwest. We are talking about a parasite that requires constant, vigilant monitoring and potentially the release of billions of sterile flies just to keep the population from exploding. It is a war of attrition against an organism that doesn't stop, doesn't negotiate, and doesn't care about federal mandates. We have to ask ourselves, are our resources currently being directed toward the right priorities? We see billions of dollars flowing out of this country for foreign conflicts, yet when a flesh-eating parasite returns to our own soil, the response seems fragmented and reactive rather than proactive. Is the USDA prepared to wage a long-term war against this pest? Or are they waiting for it to reach a crisis point before they take the necessary, aggressive steps? So, what do you think about this? Do you believe the USDA is downplaying the threat to prevent public panic, or is this really a minor incident that is being overblown? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one, and I want to hear your perspective on whether you feel safe. This situation is evolving by the hour, and we will be monitoring the reports coming out of Texas very closely. The reality is that our national security isn't just about borders and treaties, it is about protecting the land, the food, and the safety of our citizens from invisible threats that could disrupt our way of life in an instant. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and we will keep bringing you the facts, no matter how uncomfortable they might be. Thanks for watching.